Right now at 6, a man found dead outside a Sauk County casino. Now police are searching for a suspect. What they're saying about the case.
The man accused of kidnapping Jamie Kloss is moved out of Barron County. Hear from legal experts as they weigh in on this case.
This is News 3 at 6.
And thanks for joining us for News 3 at 6. Sauk County authorities are investigating a homicide and now searching for a suspect.
This happened in the town of Delton. Keely Arthur joins us there live with the details. Keely?
The unnamed victim is an 80-year-old man. Authorities say he was murdered, found in his car inside his car at the Ho-Chunk Gaming Casino here in the town of Delton. And they say the man responsible may still be out in the community. The Sauk County Sheriff's Department investigating the first homicide they've dealt with in years. They say this man, 68-year-old Robert Pulvermacher, is their suspect, responsible for killing a man inside a car parked on the Ho-Chunk Gaming lot in the town of Delton.
Efforts to locate the suspect at this point have been unsuccessful. He is said to frequent casinos in the Madison and Baraboo area, and he regularly playing table games such as blackjack.
Pulvermacher and this unidentified man seen here left the casino Monday, shortly before the body was found. Sauk County Sheriff Chip Meister says on Sunday a town of Delton man went missing. A family member alerted authorities Monday morning.
The deputy made contact with the vehicle shortly after, I believe it was 1 o'clock. The report of the missing person was at 11:17 in the morning. And the deputy located the vehicle right around 1 p.m.
Meister didn't disclose the manner of death or a potential motive. He says they aren't releasing the victim's name right now out of respect for the family.
The family is handling it like any other family would.
Now, Pulvermacher has a past felony conviction of burglary. If you see him, please contact authorities.
Keely Arthur reporting live for us in Sauk County. Keely, thank you.
A jury deliberating right now in a case involving the death of a Sun Prairie man. 60-year-old Daniel Leeske is accused in the shooting death of Jesse Faber. That happened a year ago tonight. He and his girlfriend both have pleaded guilty to hiding Faber's body in a storage unit. Leeske has insisted he did not intentionally kill Faber. Prosecutors say he shot him 5 times, then took his body 30 miles to a storage unit in Rio. Leeske faces life if convicted on an intentional homicide charge, 12 years for his guilty plea for hiding Faber's body. A Milwaukee area man faces reckless homicide charges for hiding a corpse after 2 bodies were found in a burn pit on a property he was leasing in Walworth County. 43-year-old Matthew Newman of Franklin in court today. A criminal complaint says 2 men who worked for his cleaning business turned up missing earlier this month. Police followed leads to a property near East Troy last week where the charred remains of 2 individuals were found. Newman due back in court next week. Janesville police are asking residents to avoid the area near the recycling center there. We've learned there is a fire in that area on Black Bridge Road, and it is closed. That road is closed for the time being.
Let's check in now with meteorologist Dave Caulfield with your first alert forecast. Dave?
Well, Charlotte, the clouds are finally going to get out of here for the most part as we head into tomorrow. But before that, a cold front is coming through southern Wisconsin and could bring us some more patchy freezing drizzle and maybe some flurries as part of a chilly and breezy night. And that's what we're seeing in downtown Madison right now in the Edgewater Skycam. Cloudy skies, temperature still at 30, but that southwest wind at 10 miles per hour making it feel a little bit closer to 20 outside. 30 is the temperature in Janesville and Monroe as well, 32 in Boscobel and Mineral Point, but wind chills are right around 20 degrees. Some of us have dipped into the teens in the wind chill department as well. So tonight, patchy freezing drizzle, not out of the question, but then we're becoming partly cloudy with clouds getting on out of here by the time we get to later tonight and to start our Wednesday. I'll have a look at how much sunshine we can expect tomorrow and also a look at some potential snow by the time we get to Friday and Saturday and your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
Dave, thank you. Billboards along the Beltline in Madison are honoring Jamie Kloss. This one is up near Rimrock Road. The 13-year-old was abducted from her home in Barron on October 15th after her parents were murdered. We still don't know exactly what Jamie may have endured while she was held in a Douglas County cabin for 88 days. She was held against her will and at times barricaded under a bed. She was able to escape and run for help last week. Healthcare leaders in her hometown are ready to help her and the Kloss family whenever the teen is ready.
I don't think any of us who have never been through it can even try to put ourselves in those shoes.
We have a lot of steps ahead, you know, baby steps, a lot of different emotions are going to come out. We're all stick together.
Counselors have also been working with Jamie's classmates, helping them better understand the fear and joy they are experiencing. The Douglas County Sheriff is also reacting to Jamie's return, calling her a brave and courageous teen. He also thanked the people who helped Jamie in the minutes after she escaped.
And a question is looming as to whether or not Jamie Kloss's alleged kidnapper will go to trial. Jake Patterson charged with homicide, kidnapping, armed robbery, and he was moved to a Polk County jail today. One of Jamie's relatives actually works at the Barron County Jail, but the sheriff in Barron County called the transfer an administrative decision. Our Jamie Perez spoke with legal experts today on this case. She joins us now with some possible outcomes. Jamie?
That's right. Well, as of right now, we don't know if this case will make it to trial, depending on what Patterson's plea will be. But in speaking with the defense attorney this afternoon, there could be additional charges pending in Douglas County, in which case Jamie Kloss may have to testify. And some of the statements made by Patterson in that criminal complaint could be thrown out if they were not obtained in a proper manner.
He has a right to a jury trial.
Jake Thomas Patterson is facing charges of homicide, kidnapping, and armed robbery. While he made his first court appearance yesterday, the question remains, what happens next?
People are presumed to be innocent until proven otherwise, and so it could be a situation where they're going in and telling the prosecution to prove the case.
If Patterson pleads not guilty and this goes to trial,
can they draw a jury that is impartial?
If this case does go to trial, Patterson's defense attorneys would take on the task of reviewing police reports and seeing if the information was obtained properly. If for any reason Patterson's statements were not obtained properly,
or are there reasons, a legal ability to have his statements thrown out of court?
The charges filed against Patterson right now pertain to Barron County. If there are additional charges pending in Douglas County, where Patterson's home was,
depending on what the sentence is, there may be a decision not to charge the other offenses because the additional time in a practical matter doesn't make a difference on the outcome.
If charges are filed in Douglas County, Patterson could potentially go to trial and be sentenced there as well. Although Tim Verhoff doesn't think that would be a likely outcome, especially if it meant putting Jamie Kloss on the stand.
Things that happened after she was kidnapped aren't necessarily relevant to the murders and the kidnapping. So those are things that, you don't necessarily want to have to, as a prosecutor, victims get up and talk about that have no bearing on the outcome of the underlying case.
And the last question that many of us might be wondering, what if Patterson pleads insanity?
I don't think this case is an insanity case. He went to such great lengths to conceal his identity, so that shows that he had a knowledge that what he was doing was wrong.
The Douglas County District Attorney's Office was not able to comment on what, if any, additional charges could be filed against Patterson, as this is, of course, an ongoing investigation. Patterson's next court appearance is February 6th, so we will provide updates as they become available then.
And a long legal process ahead both in Barron County and potentially Douglas County as well.
Yeah, we're a long way from trial, for sure.
Jamie, thank you very much. Missing child agencies are celebrating Jamie's story as a way to push forward with positivity. The FBI says last year there were more than 424,000 missing children entries nationwide. 92% of those were endangered runaways, 4% were family abductions, 1% lost or injured children, and 1% non-family abductions like the Jamie Kloss case. Experts we spoke with say all cases are equally important.
Here at the National Center, no child's case will ever be closed with our teams until the child has been physically found, just because we know there are other Jamie Klosses out there.
And right now, there are still 50 children in Wisconsin listed as missing on the agency's database. And now, of course, they're all for many different reasons, as we mentioned before. And News 3 will continue to follow the Kloss case. Updates both on air and online at channel3000.com.
2 owners of barns in Wisconsin have filed lawsuits to ensure they don't need a liquor license to operate wedding barns. This comes after then Attorney General Brad Schimmel offered an opinion last fall saying private events held in public spaces require liquor licenses. Some owners say this would put them out of business, but the State Department of Revenue has for years said places like wedding barns do not need this license. Governor Evers and the incoming Revenue Secretary are learning more about this issue. In a rare meeting, Republican lawmakers sat down with Governor Evers to find areas where both sides can compromise.
And out of that, we're learning the issues they just simply will not agree on. Amanda Quintana here with where both sides stand starting off this new term. Amanda?
Yes, well, Governor Evers says one of the most important things in his budget will be Medicaid expansion, despite Republicans telling him today that is a non-starter. For both the Republican majority Senate and Assembly, expanding government-run health care is just off the table. Evers says he will respectfully still submit it as part of the budget, knowing that patients who use any clinic or hospital, along with those who work in them, support his decision.
We will continue to fight for that, and we feel very confident that we will win that fight.
Don't pick things that you know have no chance of passing just to score political points. And I think, he has his beliefs, we have ours, but I think that's important for us to get that out there.
They did come together on the future of the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. Evers had said he wanted to eliminate it because the $3 billion deal they made with Foxconn was too expensive. He has agreed to not touch WEDC in this budget. Republicans are considering that a victory for them, saying they too want transparency related to the Foxconn deal.
The story will follow closely. Amanda Quintana in studio. Amanda, thank you.
Wisconsin Democrats are sharing their priorities for the next 2 years. They include having nonpartisan redistricting reform, changing the state constitution to enhance the state's open meetings and open records laws as it pertains to the legislature, bar any lame duck sessions between an election and the start of a new legislative session, and they want to end unlimited campaign donations.
It is time to restore integrity to our democracy by limiting the influence of special interest money in our government. I know that sensible donation limits will result in our elections representing the will of ordinary people and not the interests of the wealthy few.
Democrats will have a tough time passing what they want, given that Republicans are the majority of both the Senate and Assembly, but they will have an ally with Evers. The Madison School District hopes to improve some of its high schools.
And we're getting an inside look at some of the repairs needed as the district considers a multi-million-dollar referendum.
Madison Metropolitan School District is looking at putting a multi-million-dollar referendum on the ballot to upgrade its 4 high schools.
Amy Reed joins us now from one of those high schools, Madison Memorial, to show us what the district is hoping to fix. Amy?
Yeah, Madison Memorial is one of the younger ones in the district at about 50 years old. East and West high schools are both closer to 100, and that age is pretty easy to see once you get inside. The hallways and ceilings are aged, and some of the gas valves in the science classrooms have had to be closed off permanently because of a lack of upgrades. The principals here at Madison Memorial said the custodial staff has done a good job making what's here look good, but it's been a long time since a major upgrade, since the 70s in some cases, and that's something the district might want to fix.
When that's the case, it can start to appear that these sites are in kind of their own little time capsule, and in many cases that's happened where we think we're positioned right now for what could be the next exciting 40 or 50 years, and we're hoping the community is supportive of that.
The school board gave the district facilities manager the go-ahead to continue work on these high schools, but before this is actually put on the ballot, the plan will need to be more specific. Madison Metropolitan School District plans to put that together by May, which then they can take to the board and get approval from there.
Amy, thank you.
More freezing drizzle possible tonight. Dave will have the details in our first alert forecast.
And Bratfest may be a few months down the road, but we're already learning about some of the big acts coming to town. That story next at 6.
Welcome back. Bratfest is sharing its entertainment lineup for the 2019 festival.
Headlining this year are Smash Mouth, Randy Houser, and Wayland. For a full lineup of events, you can check out our website, channel3000.com. Bratfest runs Memorial Day weekend.
Let's go to Dave Caulfield. Memorial Day seems like a long way away right now, Dave. We've got some, freezing drizzle moving in?
Yeah, unfortunately, that is possible. This is definitely not an all-star forecast, at least right now, but maybe we get a little bit better as we head into the next couple of days. I think some sunshine will visit us tomorrow, so that's good news. We'll start there and kind of try and build upon that in the days to come. We have low pressure to our north. That's sparking the snow showers closer to the upper peninsula of Michigan, but a cold front is on the way. You've probably noticed the breeze pick up over the past few hours in southern Wisconsin. That's that front getting closer and closer. And along that front, a few patches of freezing drizzle are possible, although we just had that advisory for southern Wisconsin lift, but we still do have some spots in Juneau and Adams County where some some of that freezing drizzle is possible. But especially over the next couple of hours, just keep in mind that a few slippery spots are possible, especially west of Madison. Our live look in Madison on the WISC-TV Skycam, still looking at those cloudy skies. They've been so stubborn over the past 3 or 4 days. Not much sunshine at all to come by. 30 degrees right now, southwest wind at 10 miles per hour, making it feel more like 20. And if you're a fan of the colder weather, boy, oh boy, do I have good news for you, especially as we get closer to this weekend and the start of next week. These are high temperatures that are going to be in the low 20s and then the mid-teens by the time we get to Sunday. So it really does look like our streak of double-digit temperatures will be ending soon. We're still at 335 straight days without temperatures dipping into the single digits, and we are counting. Remember, last February was the last time in Madison that we saw single-digit temperatures. But here is that core of the cold air that is on the way by the time we get to the weekend and early start of next week. You can see those colors that are indicative of really, really cold air finally visiting the upper Midwest, and that core of cold air kind of looks to stick around for quite some time. So we've been talking about this for about a week now. It looks like the pattern was going to change, and it still looks like the pattern is going to change on a colder note. Tonight, temperatures in the 20s. Still could be some patchy freezing drizzle early, but then by tomorrow, sunshine comes back. Still a few clouds here and there, a little colder with temperatures near 30. So on future track, we could see a few blips possible over the next few hours, but then some nicer weather, at least sky condition wise, on the way for Wednesday. But the clouds do increase Wednesday night. A few flurries are possible Thursday, but we are continuing to watch Friday into Saturday for our next chance of some accumulating snow. Right now, it does look to be shovelable, hopefully that's a word, in many spots, but it's a little bit too early for specifics, so keep an eye on the forecast for updates. It does look like it's not too early to say that the cold weather on the way to start next week with single-digit temperatures possible at night.
Since it's cold and gray outside, let's talk baseball. The Brewers welcome their new power-hitting catcher to Milwaukee. We'll hear from Yasmani Grandal in sports. Since it's cold and gray, let's talk baseball. Spring training about a month away, and the Brewers today welcome their newest addition, catcher Yasmani Grandal, who agreed to a one-year free agent deal. Now, Brewer fans remember Grandal as the catcher who couldn't catch much in the playoffs and was eventually benched because he couldn't catch, which is strange for a catcher. But Grandal's power numbers are what the Brewers are focusing on. He hit 24 homers last season, should add a punch to an already potent Brewers lineup. Grandal knows he's getting into a good situation.
In my opinion, this is one of the most complete teams in baseball. I've seen where they're trending. I mean, they've made the right moves. I like the way they play. I like the way that it seems like the clubhouse has a great feel to it. I feel like they click, and it showed last season, especially late in the year.
The Milwaukee Bucks are home tonight to the Miami Heat. That means it's the second-to-last trip back to Milwaukee for the Heat's Dwayne Wade. Wade is still a bit of a folk hero in town after leading Marquette to its last Final Four appearance in 2003. Wade is nearing the end of a remarkable 17-year NBA career. He knows that Milwaukee will always be a special place for him.
It was always great, I always talk about coming to Marquette many years ago now. And just, with a hope and dream, hopefully becoming good enough to be able to play at the next level, and was able to accomplish that. And, every time I come back, it's always great. It's a lot of memories come back. When I played in the Bradley Center, a lot more memories came back. But it's been great for me.
By the way, the Bucks aren't the #1 seed in the East anymore. The Toronto Raptors have won 5 in a row. They've bumped the Bucks to second in the East for now. Tonight's opponent, Miami, #6 in the East at the halfway point of the season. Badger men's basketball lost a tough one last night at Maryland. They were down, then went ahead, but this three-pointer by Anthony Cowan gave Maryland the lead, and the Terrapins went on to win 64-60. Reminded Badger fans of a game in 2016 at the Kohl Center when the Badgers lost in about the same kind of deal. Melo Trimble hit the three from the same spot as Cowan to beat the Badgers by almost the same score, 63-60. Badgers' next game Saturday when undefeated and second-ranked Michigan plays at the Kohl Center in an 11 a.m. tip. The Prep Mania Game of the Week returns Thursday night. We have a great non-conference boys hockey matchup as 4th-ranked Sun Prairie hosts 12-4 Edgewood. Face-off is at 7:45 Thursday night. You can watch the game live on channel3000.com. This looks like your average portrait of Bill Belichick and an average one of Tom Brady, right? But keep watching. An elementary school outside of Boston made it out of Legos, and if you stand there, it's Bill Belichick. If you go to the other side, it's Tom Brady.
Wow.
How about that? With the help of a Disney artist, they constructed the mural that morphs from one image to the other. About 400 students and teachers worked together and used over 20,000 Legos to make the mural. The project was to show if you work together, some remarkable things are possible.
Oh, that's cool stuff.
Not bad.
That is very cool to see that. All right, final check of the forecast.
We've been seeing the same image over the past couple days. That is cloudy skies. Some patchy freezing drizzle is possible tonight, but I think the sunshine comes out tomorrow.
All right, Dave, thank you, and thank you for joining us for News 3 at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we will see you back here at 10.
Download the new Channel 3000 app and get alerted on your mobile device the minute news breaks. Wherever you go, be the first to know with Channel 3000.